fear is one of those things like that the emotion will keep coming up. Like, you ever notice that? Even when you like move past something, the emotion, the memory of the emotion will continue to come up. When you reminisce, when you think about something that you did that was kind of scary or fearful, or you felt embarrassed about something, right? Like, that emotion still comes up. But when you get on the other side of the emotion, you kind of think like, why was I so afraid? Or that wasn't that serious. Why was I so embarrassed? Why did I feel like that? And that is what it means to jump first. It's like you jump in the midst of the fear, in the midst of the doubt, in the midst of like maybe some embarrassment, fear of judgment. Mostly it is for a lot of high performers, high achievers like us, right? Thinking about what somebody else is going to think or what somebody else is going to say about how you show up. But one of the things that has shattered a lot of the self-doubt for me is like, I have to live for me, right? I'm living for God first and foremost. But what I mean is, like, I can't live for the approval or the opinion of somebody else. Like, if I'm doing that, then I'm not really being real. I'm not really being real to me. Hey guys, it's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. I've helped hundreds of creative entrepreneurs and business owners to take back their free time, generate additional revenue, and celebrate while living that work from anywhere lifestyle through creating online courses and digital education. So I'm super excited that you are here. Say it with me. Done is better than perfect. Master one thing at a time. Practice makes better. And this has to work. Right? Let's get it. It is Dr. Sonia here on tonight. It is Tuesday night and I'm super excited. So tonight, of course, we have In the Arena with Dr. Sonia. If you have no idea what this is, what it's about, it is a live show, a live weekly show I host on Tuesdays and Thursdays every single week, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And to be in the arena really means that you're visible, right? You are building in public. And a lot of times for high performers, high achievers, that is not something that we want necessarily, but it's something that we know is necessary in order for us to get to our next level. And so I want to open up this space. This is week 2 of In the Arena for the month of June. And so this space is really about hot seats. And hot seats is your opportunity to get some live coaching, live feedback, my live feedback and expertise on what it is that you're building, your premium courses, your online courses, your businesses and brands, and how to really build those out and then continue to scale them up. And so we're going to let folks come on in. In the meantime, in between time, Kat is, of course, in the chat moderating our chat and community. And so know that I appreciate you, Kat. I also appreciate each and every one of you guys who are watching and joining. As you are coming in, let me know where you're currently watching from, what time it is where you are watching from. And I'm also really interested in what it is that you're currently working on. In the meantime, in between time, Kat has some questions we have pulled and gathered together that are going to help kick things off, because sometimes, again, being in the arena is not comfortable. Okay, it's not always comfortable. It's not always something that we want to be visible about. And so maybe you're here and you're like, I know that there are some questions that I'm going to be able to either glean some wisdom from. Somebody else is asking the same question. And so you're here and you want to just chill out and hang out. If you're here and you have questions, you can feel free to type hot seat inside of the chat, and then we'll go ahead and bring you up. Okay, so you can be live and we can answer your questions that way. Now, you do have to have the YouTube app installed in order to get on the stage with me. Okay, so I'm really excited. If you don't have it installed, just install it real quick. All right, and come on up. Kanan, hello. It's good to see you on. I appreciate you inside of the chat. I appreciate y'all for being so positive in the chat. I appreciate the energy thus far. Kat, if you are ready, you can go ahead and drop one of the questions that we have curated. That way we can get hot seats kicked off. And then as I'm going through and answering that question, hopefully someone is brave enough to go, yeah, I want to be in the hot seat. Okay, I want to be in the hot seat. I have a question. And again, if you are ready to ask the question or you want to be in the hot seat, just type hot seat inside of the chat. All right. I'm going to make sure that I have my teams pulled up just in case Kat needs to reach me that way. All right, let's get into it. Y'all ready? I'm so excited to talk online courses, premium courses, how to build those out. Also, if you're watching this, let me know what kind of courses you're currently working on or what kind of business you currently have. What are you building? All of those good things. All right, question number 1. What should I include in the course and how much depth to go into with the content? So again, these are questions that we've curated from our audience, my email list, different questions that I get in the DMs on social media platforms that are specific to premium courses. And so these will never, ever go out of style. Okay. So what should I include in the course? How much depth should I go into with the content? All right. So first things first is pre-sell the course. Okay. Pro tip for your courses. You got to pre-sell it first. This is a really good question because I find that a lot of creators, especially getting started, are creating the content for their courses first, and then they get stuck in a spiral because they're continuing to perfect the content for the courses, right? And it's every little thing. Like, I'll be honest with you, before I hopped on here, I was like, oh my God, this piece of hair and that piece of hair. And I was like, girl, you're trying to make it perfect. Like, just hop on and answer the questions tonight. Okay. And so that's what I want you to remember. Here's a question that's going to frame how you create your content. What is it truly that your students need in order to get to their next level? Not what do they need to complete the entirety of whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Chances are when you work with and you sell premium courses, you're going to be working with premium level clients and buyers. Your premium level clients and buyers will always have larger than life goals. Okay. They are trying to do something super big, which is amazing and extremely inspiring, right? However, your course cannot incorporate everything that they need to know, all of the steps from A to Z in order to teach them. Like, think about, so let me take a step back. Think about how you learn what you know, how long it took you to necessarily learn what you know, right? 10 years, 20 years, 5 years even. You can't jam pack all of that into a course. So the best way to think about it is, what is it that my students need now that is going to help them from where they currently are get to where they need to be next? All right. So pro tip for your courses, where do they need to be next? Not like the whole long journey. You can continue to create courses once you understand the process, once you understand the steps. So super simple and straight to the point. Keep it straight to the point. The more information you include, the more convoluted your courses become. So the whole point of your premium clients enrolling in your programs is for the clarity. Okay. So we want to go deep, but we're not trying to create a whole bunch of information that someone will need to go through in order to get a result. Does that make sense? We don't need to do all that. Okay. Don't do all that. Just give them the clear instruction. And your premium buyers are so good at, being mentees, being coachees first. So they'll take the instruction direction, they'll do what they need to do, and then they'll come back and it'll be done. And then they're ready for the next step. And then you want people to continue elevating with you, growing with you as well. So again, once you understand how to do it one time, right? You understand how to create the first course, you can just create the next course. But pre-selling your course really is the key to understanding how much content you need to include. The reason people get stuck in perfecting their content is because typically what I see, they don't have clients, they don't have students enrolled. So there's no reason, right? Like there's no sounding board. You can't really use or talk to family members or friends who aren't necessarily qualified as the people you are creating this course for. You get what I'm saying? If you're not creating it specifically for them, or they don't match your audience or avatar who you're building this for, then they can't necessarily be the reason, right? Like they can't be a sounding board. You have to get in front of the people that you truly want to impact, the reason you're building out the course in the first place. That's how you determine what you need to include. All right. If you are watching this for the first time and you are enjoying it so far, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification, so you know when new episodes like this drop. But also hit that like button so we can continue to spread the positivity and this message out into the world. Know that I appreciate you. If you are not new here, okay, and you are returning, welcome back. All right. I love all of y'all inside of this community. Thank you so much for helping me make it what it is. Positive, a place for us high performers and high achievers to hang out without judgment. Okay. That we over deliver and overachieve. achieve. Like, this is that space. So I appreciate you being here. Kat, what's the next question? I'm excited. I got my coffee. I'm probably not going to drink the whole cup. I probably don't need to. Remember, if you want to come up and get some live coaching with me, just drop hot seat in the chat and Kat is going to send you the link so that you can come on up. You do have to have the YouTube app installed in order to join me live. So I'm looking for some courageous individuals on tonight to come join me live and hop in the hot seat. Kat says, next question, how to structure the course so it works. Okay, so there are a lot of definitions of so it works. Our primary goal initially when we are creating the course is to sell it. We can't make impact if it's not reaching people, right? If we're not selling it. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Kenan, I appreciate you. We're gonna save those questions for next week, okay? During Power Hour.
How
this week,
what your thought process was
primarily
around
courses and business questions, but I do appreciate you. Thank you, for your engagement. I appreciate that. So structuring the course so it works, the first way that we know whether or not a course works is if it sells, okay? So we have to sell it in order to make the impact. Now, as you pre-sell your course, once you start bringing people into your program, they're going to start going through your modules, right? So you're going to develop the program as you go. So you're going to teach it as you go and as you flow. Your students, it kind of goes back to the first question, right? It's multi-layered. I still want to take a sip of this coffee, so give me 1 minute. I'm loving being in the arena, by the way, because I get to like show up as myself. So thank y'all. I appreciate it, and I hope you do the same. And so that's the whole point of this question as well. How do I structure the course so it works? Be you, okay? So sell it first. Your students and clients are going to grow with you. So you're going to know what to teach at every point. And it's going to make sense to the structure because you are going to understand from an expert level what somebody needs next. So it's not like you're creating this course. Most people get a little bit afraid of creating the course as they go. They're like, no, I need it in place before I actually put it out there. But the whole point of creating it as you go is because you are the expert. Most people are afraid of it, but it doesn't mean when you create as you go, it doesn't mean that you're creating something that you have no idea what it's about. You're creating your course based on your knowledge, your expertise, your life experience, right? So if that be the case and you're creating a course based on what you already know, then whoever is coming into the program is looking to gain your wisdom, your knowledge. All right. They're looking to learn from you. And so with that being said, you can use your expertise to determine where they are and what they need next to get to the next level. So you structure the course based on where your students currently are and where they need to get to in order to get to the next step. I always say this like A to B like boy, not A to Z like zebra. Okay. So you're building your program for, again, remember the next step. The second piece of this, after you sell it and after you're teaching it as you go, you're being you. Like that's a part of your structure as well. Like how are you showing up? You have to utilize your personality as something that's going to help your course not only stand out as far as your social media content, but also the type of content and the way that you deliver. Once people are inside of the program, no one wants to be in a boring course. Okay, no one wants to be in a boring course. No one wants to be in a kiddie pool, okay, and being spoken to like they don't know anything. Right? They just don't know what they need to know about your area of expertise. But they are very much capable, especially your premium buyers. Awesome question. All right, next next question. Kanan did type hot seat too. That was awesome. Next question. If you have questions and you're like, I don't know if I want to come into the hot seat on tonight, that's cool too. You can just go ahead and type your question into the chat. But if you want to come on up, know that I would appreciate that. And I promise it's not as scary as it seems, because I know it did take me a while. Like, honestly, for sidebar, it took me a while to really get used to like being on live, being comfortable on live, being myself. It's not something like it looks easy once you get into it, but it is something that takes some courage. And a lot of times you just have to jump, right? Like the name of my business is Jump First for a reason, is because a lot of everything that has been amazing about my business, amazing about my personal life, has required some jump. All right. It's required some leap of faith. And so I named my business Jump First, but it is first a lifestyle. Okay. It's something that, of course, if you want to do anything significant, if you want to build anything significant, if you really want to make significant impact, you have to get uncomfortable, and it's going to require a jump from you. And so sometimes instead of like taking the baby step to get there, you just got to go all in. You just got to go all in. Okay. And it's exciting. It's scary at first, but then when you get on the other side of it, something happened to me. I don't remember what I was doing last night or the night before. I was doing something new, and I was like, this is kind of scary and weird. Why am I feeling kind of scary, right? Because again, jump first, like that's part of my lifestyle. And I knew I was gonna do it, but I wanted to acknowledge the fact that I felt scared. And so I don't remember what it was, but I know I felt the feeling. And and fear is one of those things like that. The emotion will keep coming up. Like, you ever notice that? Even when you like move past something, the emotion, the memory of the emotion will continue to come up. When you reminisce, when you think about something that you did that was kind of scary or fearful, or you felt embarrassed about something, right? Like that emotion still comes up. But when you get on the other side of the emotion, you kind of think like, why was I so afraid? Or that wasn't that serious. Why was I so embarrassed? Why did I feel like that? And that is what it means to jump first. It's like you jump in the midst of the fear, in the midst of the doubt, in the midst of like maybe some embarrassment, fear of judgment. Mostly it is for a lot of high performers, high achievers like us, right? Thinking about what somebody else is going to think or what somebody else is going to say about how you show up. But one of the things that has shattered a lot of the self-doubt for me is like, I have to live for me, right? I'm living for God first and foremost. But what I mean is like I can't live for the approval or the opinion of somebody else. Like if I'm doing that, then I'm not really being real. I'm not really being real to me. And my opinion counts most, right? Like I love me. You should love you too. Your opinion about yourself counts the most. So a lot of times when we feel disappointed or when we feel the shame or embarrassment or the fear or those things, like when we have regrets about things that we didn't do or how we showed up. I saw a story today. I think Alex Hermosi was like, he does questions and answers from some of his audience as well. And I think like he had an AI generated like thing, and I was watching it, and the guy was upset because he said that he charged somebody 30% less than his normal rates. And then he found out that the lady he did that for had a whole bunch of money. Like she sold a business. And he's like, I don't know what I need to do now. Do I need to go back to her and get the money? And Alex was just like, yeah, no, like you did that. And most of what you probably feel is the regret or letdown of you, like your own integrity, right? And so that it's really that in everything that you feel, fear, shame, embarrassment, right? Sometimes, a lot of times it's you. It's that you feel disappointed in you first before anybody else can. And so it's getting over that. It's shattering that. It's shattering like, who do I think, why do I think I need to serve the interests of somebody else before myself? Right. And that for me has helped me jump a many of times. It's like, so what? So what about what they think? I get one life and I want to feel fulfilled, right? Like not above God's purpose for my life. However, I truly do believe, I don't think that God put me here to like feel bad all the time, right? About my choices or my decisions, or to live in embarrassment or to live in shame or to live in regret. Like I'm supposed to be happy, right? And it's not like always sunshine and rainbows, but for the most part, right? And it starts with you. It starts with what you think about you. And I talk about this all the time, and I'm gonna say it again. You have to keep the promises you make to yourself first. You cannot serve anybody else. You cannot help anybody else if you're not helping you first. Like you have to keep the promises you make to yourself. So whatever you said, and I'm not shading you on this or shaming you on this at all, encouraging you and empowering you forward. Whatever you said you were going to do at the top of this year, it's June. It's time to do it. Okay. Just go all in. Do it. Jump. I promise. When you get on the other side of the jump, it's like, oh, that wasn't even that bad. Right? Like, why was I so afraid of that? Just went through it the other night with some, I don't even remember what I was doing. But I went through it. All right. Kat is, how do you determine relevant topic content in this phase of time we are currently in, and the ability to reach the right audience? You have to talk to people about what you're doing. And I know that doesn't mean talk to everyone, because everybody can't get on board with your dream. Everybody can't get on board with what you're doing. Sometimes I say things to people, love them, care about them, know that they love me, care about me too. But sometimes when I tell people stuff, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. You ever do that? You're like, I want to tell you, I want to tell people, but you can't tell everybody your dreams, your goals, what you're currently working on, especially before you have your own momentum. Once you have momentum behind your ideas, it's easy to brush off somebody else's negativity, somebody else's doubt, somebody else's fears. Still, sometimes, there's that little bit that it feels a little difficult and you would just rather not say anything, but it's easier once you have momentum going, once you are in flow. And a lot of times, once you are in that point where you have the momentum going and you're in flow, you don't have to say a word anyway, because it's already moving. And so knowing what your topic is going to be, picking a relevant topic, number one, it should be something that goes back to exactly what I just said. How do you view you? What do you think about you? What do you think about your goals? What's going to make you feel alive, passion, okay, about what you're teaching? Don't teach something or try to create courses or products or services around things that, and this is my advice, around things that do not light you up, that don't excite you. That's not fun. And eventually, at some point, you're going to burn out because of it, because it's not what you should be doing. When I first started this journey, my business, one of the things that I really wanted to teach was resume writing, interviewing skills, because my background for corporate had been a lot of like recruiting, whether it was for students or professional roles. I was doing a lot of that. I was doing a lot of business development and sales and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to come in. I'm going to show people how to get jobs, how to negotiate for better pay. I have those skills, sure, but I get to use them in a way that actually fulfills my passion now. I have nothing against anyone who wants to work a 9 to 5. That is totally your prerogative. But I want to show people how they can be free without working and building somebody else's dream, if that's not your thing. But you have to, once again, going back to, I didn't even know why I was sharing that, right? The whole thing, that whole spiel, that had nothing to do with courses, but now I get it. It goes back to knowing you. It goes back to, are you truly fulfilled? Is this truly making you happy? If you are happy helping to build someone else's dream, because there are people, like, we need people, right? So I'll just put it like this. Somebody else put it to me like this. Like, you need bosses and CEOs, okay, and founders and owners, but you also need workers. And so there are people who are completely okay with playing number 2 or number 3 and helping support somebody else to build. And there is nothing wrong with that if that's your game, your thing, right? Totally understandable and doable. But if you are someone who's like, I need to do my own thing, right? I got to have my hands in it, right? And I got to have my hands on my own dream. And that was me. I got tired of building somebody else's dream. And it was like being sold to me as, it was all a facade. It was all a lie. And it was one of those things that I had to wake up from, to be honest. But that's my journey, right? Again, that's not everybody, and that's okay. Everybody is not meant to be a CEO or own a business, and I get it. But when I woke up, I was like, this is not, even though I'm comfortable living this life, this is not truly the life that I desire. And when you get real with yourself about your own desires, then you start taking the actions necessary to achieve those things. So back to the question, full circle moment. How do you determine a relevant topic, content in this space of time that we are currently in, and the ability to reach the right audience? You talk to the people you want to impact. You talk to the people that match your desire for impact, for change, for passion, whatever passion you have, that thing that lights you up. You talk to people around that space, in that space, and you become clearer about your message, your topic, the people you really want to serve.
because we have an idea of the people we want to serve. We have an idea, especially first getting started. That was me. An idea of the people I wanted to serve, an idea of what I wanted to say, and an idea of what my niche was and what my passion was. Everybody talks about niching down. Some people say you don't need a niche, you are the niche. Mm, right? To a certain extent. But when we get into premium courses, you do need a niche. Do you always start with a well-defined niche? No. But that's also like the benefit of coaches and mentors. Shameless plug. I will always shameless plug. Okay. That's the benefit though of coaches and mentors, is they help you get clearer. It's also the benefit of putting yourself intentionally in rooms where people that think like you, that are on the same page of elevation and wanting different, thinking different about the world around it. Like, you get in rooms like that and you start to level up really quickly, very quickly. It just naturally almost happens. But when you also start intentionally surrounding yourself, which is really just talking to the people that you think you have an idea of who you want to help, when you start talking to the people who match the message you currently have, right, and the passion you currently have, you get clearer on the message. You get clearer on your niche. You get clearer on your pricing. You get clearer on the people that you really want to serve. So when I first started, I was like, yeah, I want to help people like me. And I didn't have a word for it. The word is ambitious. The word is high performer. The word is high achiever. I'm like, I want to create a space. And this is all I knew. I was being underpaid. I was being underappreciated on my 9 to 5s in corporate. My ideas were either being stolen from me, which kind of trained me into not saying my ideas out loud, or not wanting to, or having that desire to share, right? They were either being stolen or shot down, right? All the time. And so it was like, well, I might as well not say anything. And so I got tired of that. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, this doesn't, I like the money. I like being able to do what I want to do. I like the fact that I am an overachiever. So I finish my work quickly, right? Even my last job that I was in before I quit my corporate career, I liked it. It was kind of the best job I had ever had. And so it was really weird to me to be like, I'm walking away from all of this. I was like, well, wait a minute, girl. Are you sure? And the fear kicked in, and I was like, I don't know. This is going to be a wild ride. But it's turning out to be it's the best ride of my life. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself, like honoring like who I am, what my desires are, and really to impact people. But the more I go along this journey, even now today, the clearer I get on my message, the clearer I get on the types of people I want to work with, the clearer I get on my gifts and how to utilize them to serve the most people, right, and make the most impact. The clearer I get on how to run a business. Okay, that part too. Running a business, okay, it's a different thing. And so it's super fun. I feel like when you stop placing so much judgment on yourself, and I've been saying this over the last couple of years or few years, it's really not that serious. Nothing is really that serious. I'm not saying that there aren't serious moments in life. I'm just saying, like, it's not as serious, some of the things that we make so serious. When you start having fun, when you loosen up a little bit, honestly, business becomes a game. And I think it's fun. Money is a game. Like, it's a game and it's fun, but you got to play it and you got to know the rules and how to play it, right? Like, that's the thing. But your willingness to be able to go out there and get it and do it is a part of the process. And so, all that to say, like, start getting in rooms with people who will elevate you and level you up, okay? Effortlessly, just because you're in the room. Like, that's the fun part. The other thing is, get around people. If you want to know what to teach, what your content should be, what your niche should be, how to reach the right audience, start getting around people that you think you want to help. Get around those people. And when I say that, absolutely, Canaan, okay, Jesus is the go, amen. When I say that, get in your word too, okay? Read the Bible. I absolutely agree. And when I say get around people who you want to help, you want to serve, you want to impact, knowing your audience to help you identify and clarify your topic and your niche. When I say that, it's really easy to do it. All you have to do is go online. So instead of consuming social media so much, we start using social media to our benefit, right? And not in a negative way, not in a bad way, in the most positive way, to make more impact, to understand. Somebody asked me earlier today, I posted this thing on Threads. I'm actually going to pull it up and I'm going to read it. But I posted this thing on Threads, and somebody said, somebody was so like just not getting where I was at, right? So I said, okay, hear me out. What if your dream life doesn't actually involve the work you're doing building someone else's? The 9 to 5 is the biggest illusion of security. And someone was like, oh, so I guess you're selling something. And I'm like, but everyone is. When you think about it, everyone is selling something. You are selling something in your daily interactions with people. Like, you are, when you think about it, your ideas, okay? The things that you want to do, your dreams, your goals, the things that you want somebody else to do. A lot of times people's disappointment or judgment is based on the fact that you're not serving them, that your decisions aren't serving their best interest, right? So I decided to take a step back today and really take a look at, again, when you're able to, 5 years ago, that comment maybe would have rocked me, because I'm so big on impact. I'm so big on like setting out to change the world, right? To change the way we do education, to change the way we think about education. That's my big goal. Like, for Jump First to be synonymous with digital education. And 5 years ago, I probably would have felt a way that person didn't get it and wasn't on board. And like, how can I help them? Like, I want to really help them, but I could see that they wanted to fight, nail to the tooth. Okay. And I was like, I'm not here to fight. I don't want to fight. I really don't. So if you can't get someone, right, or communicate or convey your message, then you have to change rooms. That's it. I'm going to set that one there. I learned it the hard way a couple of times, but I figured it out and I got it. If it's not where you are, it's not lighting you up, you're not passionate about it, people are like, your message is completely missing people, you need to change rooms. It's not your message. It's not what you're saying. It's not your passion. It's not your desire. It's the room. And that's why I say, get around people who can elevate your vision, elevate your goals, elevate your dreams, okay? Hold space for them where you're not looked at. And this is why I created In the Arena with Dr. Sonia, because here, high performers, high achievers, ambitious individuals, people with ideas that sound a little bit absurd or kind of crazy to people, okay? Other people. This space is for us. This space is where we don't have to feel ashamed of our ideas, of our go-getter attitude, of our ambition, of the things that we really want to do. I was talking about our visions out loud, okay? Like, I like this space. And that's the space that I wanted to curate at the beginning of my journey. I couldn't quite articulate it, but I knew it in my heart that the space was needed, because I knew I needed it and I didn't have it, especially in corporate. And I was like, I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one who feels like this. And so I knew I needed to create a space intentionally. And that's what I've done. And I've honed my message. I've honed my audience. I've honed my niche. Okay. All of those things. You have to niche the niche. You have to niche the message. You have to niche the audience. That's important, especially when you're talking premium courses. Now, if you're somebody who's creating generalized services, okay, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. But I don't focus there because I feel like the depth isn't there. The depth of impact that I desire to make and that I want to help other people make is just not there when you are so super general and honestly superficial, right? And some surface level stuff is not getting to the root. It's like putting a band-aid on a splinter. The splinter is still in there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there, right? So it's like, how do we get to the root? How do we truly help transform other people's lives? So that's how you determine a relevant content topic, and how you determine the right audience. You start talking to people. the people you want to help, the people you want to serve, the people who you think right now may be qualified for your services and products. Everybody is not. Okay. And you have to filter, you have to learn how to filter that. But it only comes from, again, getting in the rooms with the mentors, coaches, and peers who are on the same wavelength, doing the same thing. Okay. So welcome to Jump First Academy. I'm super excited that you are here. Getting in those rooms, in those spaces, and then also talking to the people you want to impact and serve. Cool. I hope that's helpful. One more question. Let's do one more question for tonight, and then we are going to wrap. By the way, if you're on and you're like, I want to jump into the hot seat real quick, now is your opportunity. If you miss it, okay, we're back here on Thursday night, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern time, same place, all right, for hot seats. So if you think of a question and you're like, you know what, I'm going to bring this to hot seats, this is your opportunity. This is your time, okay, to jump in and get some live coaching. Kat, if you want to drop one more question in the chat, I'll take one more, and then we are going to wrap for tonight. I think this was awesome. All right, much deeper than I anticipated, but I always love that. If you're interested, while Kat is getting that question, if you're interested in working with me and actually going deeper, you want my mentorship, I have a 5-day mentorship program that is coming up. It is an accelerator. A lot of the things that I do are for acceleration. Like, I'm not one, I want you to execute. I don't want you to just consume more information. And so it's called the 9 to Thrive movement. If you are somebody like me, you resonate with my story and you're like, I've been in corporate as well. I've been in my 9 to 5. I'm ready for something different. I want to do something different. I'm just not sure how to package that. Come into the 9 to Thrive movement. It's jumpfirstacademy.org/9to-thrive. Kat's going to drop that link inside of the chat. You can also find it in the description. Check it out and join. Okay, grab a seat. There's general admission for $97 and VIP for $297. I recommend VIP because that's where you get the most mentorship from me. I did not intend for that to rhyme, but that was fun. Okay, mic drop. So you get my expert scripts. You get my VIP sessions. So we have pre-game sessions as well as post-game sessions. So pre-game sessions happen before our actual training. The training happens, and then we have post-game sessions. So it's kind of like you get to hang out with me for the day, run your ideas past me, get all of my expert feedback, advice, all of those things, especially inside VIP. When you join general admission, you're still in for a treat, okay? It's still going to be awesome. You're going to get a lot out of 9 to Thrive, regardless of which option you choose, especially about packaging your courses, pre-selling them first. Like we talked about, if you're just joining, go back and watch the top of this episode. All right, there's a lot of meat in here. So grab it. All right, grab the gems. All right, jumpfirstacademy.org/9 to Thrive, by the way, is the link where you can check out more and get my mentorship so that we can go deeper on your course topic, your niche, your message, your business, and utilizing courses to start to scale. And even if you are scaling, we're scaling some more, okay? Courses can free up that time. Courses can help you reach more people at one time, and premium courses get you paid more money, all right? For what you know, like, you deserve it. You need to be paid your worth. Like, this is wisdom, all right? It's wisdom that you have, not just knowledge, not just something secondhand, not just from a book somewhere. Like, you've lived through something that you can teach, and I want to show you how to package it up. What happens when we do the customer research and it shows our idea is not desirable? Do we keep going? This is a great question. This is a great question, especially in line with what we just talked about. So if you do your customer research, and it depends on, there are a lot of factors here, right? What kind of research are you doing and how are you doing it? What is your participant group? Participant group is like, that's the data, right, that you're collecting. That's the research term for, like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to people who are aligned with a premium offer? There are people who are going to be aligned with your $97 offer if you have one, and there are people who are aligned with the $5,997 offer. Okay, are you talking to the right people for the offer you are making? So is it an offer problem? Is it packaged correctly, right? Is it a messaging problem? Is it an audience problem, truly? Because sometimes, a lot of times, it's really the offer or the messaging. Like, and all of them have to align. You got to align your messaging, your audience, and your niche. Like and by niche, I mean the offer, right? Like, what's the actual offer? To whom are you trying to get it to? And what are you saying to them? Are all of those things aligned? Because if they're not aligned, that's usually the reason. So usually it's not really an issue with the audience. It's not really an issue with your customer research. It's an issue with, are you talking to the right people for the offer that you have? Are you giving them the right message? And is it timely? Are you talking to the right people at the right time? In every segment of the market or your market, right, there's also going to be, like, let's say you're talking to the right audience, the people who can and are willing to pay you the $5,997. You're talking to them. They're there. But you're talking to a segment of that particular market that is not ready to buy. Get what I'm saying? There's the other segment over there who's like, yeah, right now I need the thing. You want to talk to them. They need the thing right now. The people who aren't quite ready to buy, sure, you can continue to educate them, nurture them, right? Those things. But if you are in a position, I mean, every business should be in a position, right, to be making the sales and making the income in order to make the impact. So instead of waiting for that particular segment to get ready, you just focus on those who are ready first, and then you can continue to nurture and educate. You can do both simultaneously, okay? But you don't have to wait to get paid. Like, let's go talk to the people who are ready right now. That's it. So usually it's not that. What happens when the customer research shows the idea is not desirable is either we need to change segments of the market, or we need to tweak or hone our offer a little bit, or our messaging is off. Like, it's usually that. It's usually messaging a lot of times, or you're talking to the wrong people. That's just it. Okay. Awesome. I love this question. I love all these questions. These are awesome questions. I appreciate you being here tonight. I hope that you gained so much out of tonight. Okay. Not just on the business side and strategy side, but what I love to do is also talk the other side, like the transformative side. Strategy is one thing, but if your identity remains the same and you try to implement a different strategy, okay, and you're trying to elevate and up level, it's going to be very hard. Instead, let's bring both together. This is where transformation happens. It's a strategy and the identity piece that need to go hand in hand. If you have gotten tremendous value out of tonight, or even a little bit of value, know that I appreciate you being here. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell notification, so you know when new episodes like this drop. I love hanging out in the arena. Remember, we are here on Tuesdays and Thursdays live in the arena with Dr. Sonia at 8 p.m. This week is all about hot seats, so go ahead and make sure that you hit the bell notification. Set a reminder, 8 p.m. on Thursday, if you are interested in coming up live, okay, on Thursday for some coaching and some hot seats. Then you can drop hot seats in the chat on Thursday, okay? And save your questions. I'm so excited for more of you all to join me inside of the arena. You can also always drop your questions inside of the chat whenever you need or whenever you like. If you're watching the replay, feel free to drop them inside of the comment section. I do read those and I do respond, okay, because I enjoy reading what you guys write. JumpFirstAcademy.org/9to Thrive is where you want to go to get started with the 9 to Thrive movement. If you are interested in packaging your courses, pre-selling your courses as well, and charging premium dollars for it, that's where you need to start. All right, get started. JumpFirstAcademy.org/9to Thrive. Remember, being in the arena is not always comfortable. You will be visible, but that is where the growth happens. And we would rather be growing, all right, than not. All right, because if we're not growing, we're dying. All right, and we don't want that. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. And I'll see y'all back here on Thursday night. Have an amazing night. Bye, y'all.